Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
All right. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 7:25 a.m. You are listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It is Monday, the 22nd of March, 2021. Good morning to everybody. We've got a great show for you guys coming up with a great interview today. Had a great weekend as well. Hope that you guys did the same. The coffee I'm sipping on right now is TW. That's Treadwell. Shouts out to Treadwell and Chad. That's the fam right there. All right. So let's get into the news. The next mass vax number 6, in collaboration with VNA Healthcare and Cathedral of Grace St. John AME Church, the city of Aurora is co-hosting its 6th mass vaccination clinic this month. The clinic will be held on Wednesday, the 24th, so coming up here a couple days, at Cathedral of Grace Church, 2950 Bilter Road. There is a registration link for this as well. We have posted this on our Facebook page. Click the link. The website is open. So this is going to be good. Another one. Now, your favorite radio hosts volunteered at the last mass vax, which was held at the Carsons. That went good. It was really cool to take part in that and be part of something good. So shouts out to the city of Aurora, our leadership and government, and shouts out to everybody who also took part as well. Beginning on the 12th of April, all Illinoisans 16 and older will be eligible for a vaccine. Implementing reduced restrictions called a bridge is happening between phases 4 and 5 of the Restore Illinois plan. Now, we get to phase 5 once half of all Illinoisans 16 and older have at least one dose. Now, there's also a new mass vaccination site that has opened up in Batavia, and that's brought to us by the Kane County, government and the Illinois National Guard. There's also plans for another one in Carpentersville and Elgin as well. The Aurora Noon Lions Club will hold its annual Easter Bunny pancake breakfast from 7:30 to 11 a.m. Saturday, April 3rd at Luigi's Pizza and Fun Center, 732 Prairie Street in Aurora. Proceeds will benefit Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry and the Aurora Area Interfaith Food Pantry, both in Aurora. Dine-in only with masks and social distancing is required. The meal includes all-you-can-eat pancakes, sausages, mini donuts, and milk, juice, or coffee. Tickets are $6 for adults and $4 for kids from the age of 4. Shouts out to our friends of the Noon Lions and Luigi's Pizza as well. Did you guys hear that really loud motorcycle? All right. Monday, March 29th from noon to 5 p.m. We've been telling you guys about this for a while. There is a community blood drive, Stronger Together. Every donor will save up to 3 lives. This is going to be held at 1 East Benton Street, which is the old Aurora Public Library, and it's the lower level, which is Gallery 1904. We've posted this flyer and the sign-up link to our Facebook page, so please go ahead and take part in that. This is hosted by our wonderful state representatives, Hernandez of the 83rd District, Mr. Keith Wheeler of the 50th District, and Stephanie Kifowit of the 84th District. Also, Duquesne Abate, Motorcycle Rights Advocacy Group, is also hosting it. Shouts out to Duquesne Abate, and shouts out to our wonderful state representatives as well. The Middle East Conflicts Wall of Honor Car Show is happening on May 23rd. Registration is $15. There will be a flag ceremony provided by the Oswego Fire Department. Food will be provided by the Oswego American Legion and JB Mobile Munchies. And entertainment will be provided by Carousel Sound Company. Cars, motorcycles, food, music, and a flag ceremony. So much fun. Park and Ride will be at Orchard and Mill in Oswego. Registration is from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. The show is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And at noon, that's the flag ceremony. Shouts out to all of our veterans in Kane County. And I don't know if Oswego's in Kane County, parts of it are, but shouts out to all the veterans in Oswego as well. Shout out to the city of Oswego for doing that. That's what's up. All right. Rotary Club. The Rotary Diversity and Inclusion Aurora Sunshine Group has a scholarship. West Aurora and East Aurora High School seniors are eligible for a $1,000 scholarship. The application is available at www.rotary.org and due by April 15th of 2021. Rotary is the world's largest service organization. Did you know that? If you did not, now you do. Small business shout outs for the day include Indiro Coffee and Altiro Latin Restaurant right down here on Galena and Stolp, and Cottonseed Creative Exchange, a woman-owned business, black-owned business, and the owner is also a Navy veteran. Hey, snaps. You guys can hear the snaps too. All right. And let me see here. So yeah, this is Monday. We've got a great episode coming up, and we've got a good interview to do today. I think that you guys will like this one. If you like cake, you will love today's interview. If you like sweets, you're in for a treat. And don't forget to subscribe to the show on Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes as well. We got merch for sale downtown at Cottonseed Creative Exchange, 8 North Broadway. Go in there and get your Good Morning Aurora t-shirts. Take a selfie and send it to us. You can email us at any time at goodmorningaurora@gmail.com. All the news that's fit to speak on coming to you live every single day, Monday through Friday from downtown Aurora. Tune into the show live on Facebook. We do the news every single morning for you guys, starting at 8 o'clock a.m. And that is the news. And we appreciate you coming on to Good Morning Aurora.
Thank you for having me.
For our listeners and our viewers, let us know who you are and where you're from.
I am Josue Villanueva. I am the owner of Cakes by Josue. I'm sorry.
And then cakes are making people, yo.
Right. And I'm from Aurora, Illinois.
Okay. And you were born on the east side, raised on the west.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Growing up, what impact did your mom have in your life?
I feel like it's my mom and my grandma that had the impact on me. My grandma raised a lot of kids on her own because, in Mexico, everything is very different. So my grandma did have a lot of kids. So I feel like my mom would always help her, always be her right-hand man, always be the one that would try and help her hold the fort down. So I feel like both of them have a very big impact on myself. So,
sticking with that just a little bit, what is one key thing about you, the Josue of today, that we can see, anybody looking at you can see that's your mom or your grandma? When they see you, what should they recognize?
That no matter the personality that I am, I always am willing to help somebody, regardless of the situation. And my mom and my grandma both have that thing. And sometimes I get upset with my mom because I feel like she helps too much and she doesn't get nothing in return when she needs it the most. And I feel like I'm like that too.
When you grow up and you see that now with your parents, doesn't it make you feel kind of like, damn,
yeah,
like, yo, they were actually trying to help me, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, like, when you grow up, man, you realize, like, yo, like, she was actually, like, keeping it real.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just trying to stop me from having fun, What's the importance of family to you?
The importance of family, I feel like it means a lot. It means a lot to me. I feel like that's one of my deal breakers in life, in dating, because I feel like family can always have your back, and you can always have somebody to talk to. They'll always be there for you. And some of my family members are like my best friends. I have a few of my cousins that are like my best friends. My sister's like my best friend. I talk to them almost every day, and they're always there for me when I need them.
Right. All right. You've been here in Aurora. You're born and raised.
Yes, sir.
What are some of the big changes that you've seen, or changes in general, from the Aurora when you were younger to the Aurora of today?
I would say that from back then, it was very different because I was more younger, so I really didn't notice a lot. But I feel like as the day gets older or the years get older, I feel like Aurora's done more and more for the young, for the old, and for the now. And I very, very, very appreciate it with everything that's going on nowadays, with the pandemic, with the movement. I feel like they're always there and always ready to do something about it. And I appreciate that so much.
I like the fact that you, a young guy, can say that and give a little bit of credit, because I feel the same way, right? Like, I feel that, yeah, it's not like peace, harmony with money growing on trees, but there's a lot worse places to live than Aurora.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel that so many people, especially young people, have a negative view, a view that I think it's more negative than it should be. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like they diss and they bash, and I'm like help, right? Like, help make it cool.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like nowadays, I don't want to say nothing bad about this generation, but I feel like everything is handed to them. And I feel like like the people of my generation, I feel like we worked and strived for what we wanted to do. And that's why I feel like we appreciate it more, because we've seen it grow and we've seen it progress to what it was then to what is now.
What's wrong with America?
Woo, a lot. No, I'm just joking. Wow, that is a big question to answer. I don't even know how to respond to that, to be honest. I would say politics. I'm speechless, to be honest. I really don't know.
What's right with America?
That's another one too. I guess what I would say, what they're doing right now in the moment, is they're trying to get a vaccine for the COVID-19. They're trying to help people with the stimulus check. I feel like sometimes they could do more than what they're doing now, but I'm only one person.
Right. What does America mean to you?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Okay. Never thought about it?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I feel like right now in my life, I never really thought about what America meant to me, I guess. Because I feel like me as a person, I still don't know who myself is or who I am. So I feel like I always go back to my roots and try to figure out where I came from and all that. But, I never really thought about it like that.
Do you feel like an American?
Yes and a no. Yes, I guess.
That's a reflective question to me too, because, like, you know where I used to stay.
Yeah.
I moved into a house on the east side.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Yeah. So I got a yard. You know, I didn't have a yard.
Yeah, you didn't.
I didn't have a balcony. I couldn't barbecue, none of that. I mean, I got a nice yard, got a garage, got a shed, all kinds of, like, so when I moved, I feel now like American. Like,
I get what you're
like,
saying.
Now I feel like I can sip my coffee on the front porch. I can mow the lawn.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Sweep up the shit. Like, now I'm in a neighborhood. Like, I feel like an American now.
Okay, I get exactly what you're saying. Okay.
It's actually interesting because I do meet people who can't answer that question. I think it says a lot when people can't answer because they never thought about it. You know. So what I will ask you is, like, what do you think stops people from feeling like they're part of it?
I would say, like, okay, like the example that you gave me, I would feel like some people would say the money, the independence, the self of freedom, and the strive and the motivation to actually really do it. Because I feel like, I know you very well. You're very, I love your energy. Your energy is a really good energy.
Same. Yeah.
And then,
listeners and the viewers, we actually squad. We friends.
Yeah. So, I feel like sometimes people are very afraid of the move, the next big thing for themselves.
Okay.
So.
You know, I have been a firm believer that when it comes to that move, and we're going to talk about Cakes by Josue because, like, to me, on the outside looking in, as a person who knows you but doesn't know the history behind that, like, it's a no-brainer to me that you would like take that step, that you would bust that edge. You know what I'm saying? That you would make that move. Why do you think people don't? What is it? What is it that people, right? They got the idea, but they just don't do it.
I feel like that's actually a really good question because I've thought about that. Like, why don't people do this? Why don't do that? I feel like some people are afraid of the time and the money they put into it, and they feel like they're not gonna get nothing in return. They're not gonna make what they spend. And don't get me wrong, I felt like that a couple times, but in the end, I'm just like, I'm doing this for what I love, and then if it comes out good for me, it comes out good. And I feel like that's the biggest thing is like money as well, the motivation, the push, and I've kind of felt like that a couple times with some other things, and I'm just like, but if I do it, it's not gonna work out for me because I feel like if I do it, everybody else is already doing it, and they're probably doing 10 times better than what I am doing. But I feel like when I'm doing it, I feel like it's my work, my own touch, my own feel, and my creativity going into it. So I think that's another thing that people have a problem with, like the move, the push, and all that stuff. So.
Did you have any mentors?
Yeah, my mom.
Mom's your mentor?
Yeah.
Okay. Moms count.
Yeah.
Definitely. So tell us about Cakes by Josue. When did it start?
Ooh, it started like a long time ago actually. It started more in high school because I guess I got into a program called the cake decorating class, or it was like an after school program with a friend that I had. We did that, and then it clicked and I loved it. And I've always liked baking because I've seen my grandma do it in the kitchen a lot. I would always go to her house and it would always smell like sweet bread, and I'm just like, man, how can I learn like that?
Yeah.
So then I talked to her, I talked to mom, mom thought it was a good idea, and ever since then it's been thriving. Well, not thriving, but it's getting there. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I love what I do, so.
Yeah, I see the steam behind it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So like the night before, the name Cakes by Josue, very easy. Mm-hmm. Have you been a pro with it? With the cake class that you were in, did you already have enough skill to keep you going, or did you have to keep refining and keep learning?
I feel like personally I'm a very self-taught learner. I feel like everybody asks me like, oh, where'd you learn? Myself. Mm-hmm. Or I would like look up YouTube videos, reference photos, not copying them but getting inspiration from them. I feel like I'm very like I said, self-taught, so I would say I would refine myself a little bit. So
good. Now, what's the styles of cakes that you make? Is that the right way to say it, styles?
Yeah, or when somebody asks me for an order, the first thing I ask is for how many people, what flavor, what filling, do you have any reference photos? And when they do send me a reference photo, I tell them that I can make it look like it, not exactly like it.
Right.
So I would do my own little touch as much as I can.
How long does it take you to make cake?
Well, what I asked for at least a week or two in advance, only so I can get everything ready. I can have the time prepared for myself, and then I can decide what I want to do.
Okay. Now, you can make basically with the picture, a little bit of reference. You can make basically anything. Mm-hmm. What's some of the craziest designs people have asked you to make for them for cake?
This one that my mom had sent me for this lady from her job, but I had to turn it down because it was way, way, way too tall for me to make, because I feel like it was going to fall over, or I feel like it wasn't going to be enough. I wouldn't really say I had any really crazy ones, but I feel like the one that meant the most to me was recently actually in the, last year it was, in the summer. It was for an engagement party. I was very proud of it because I thought I was going to fail, and it turned out really, really nice. Everybody in my family was happy, and I was like, well, you guys are really happy? They're like, yeah, why not? And I was like, oh, wow. Like, and then I see it now, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I did that.
Right.
So it's very shocking, and I get nostalgia for me because I'm like, I did that a while ago. What pushes me to do something even better or something bigger? So,
what do you want to do next with Cakes by Josue? What's the next threshold that you want to cross with it?
I thought about that, and then I didn't think about that. I feel like I would obviously want to get more business for myself and for what I love to do. I want to go into a bakery to see how it is. I have had a little bit of experience in a bakery, but not like what I thought it would be. I was doing something completely different than what I wanted to do.
What were you doing?
I was doing more baking than actually decorating. I feel like I'm more of a decorator than a baker.
You're like, put this in the oven. You're like, yo, this is whack.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I thought it was gonna be all handmade. It was obviously frozen, and I'm just like, that's not what I want to do.
Kind of turned you off, right?
Yeah, it kind of pushed me away from the kitchen a little bit, cause I'm like, if everything's gonna be frozen, I'd rather not mess with it.
Funny, I won't name the restaurant, but I worked at this restaurant when I was in high school, and I never forget the day that I saw that the desserts were frozen, and like a bunch of the good the advertiser loved them, and I saw that they were frozen. I was back in the kitchen, and it right? It was never the same.
Yeah.
It was never the same. I was like, yo, that shit is frozen?
Yeah, it kind of turned me down. I was like,
yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. So I say that to say that I do appreciate people when they make it. Like, do it. Handmade, homemade.
Yeah, me
I
too.
appreciate that way more. All right. So, in Latino culture, and wanted to ask about this, there's many different styles of pan, right? You
Sweet
got
bread.
Right?
Like a lot.
Leche, all that.
Yeah, a lot.
You make that stuff too?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I would say my specialty is tres leches cake.
Ooh.
I always get that, and I'm like, yes.
You make a good tres leche?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your personal specialty? Is it the tres leches?
Yeah, I would say the tres leches, but recently I made my own rice pudding cake, if that makes sense. So it's like a vanilla swirl cake with rice pudding in the middle, so arroz con leche, and then another cake on top, and then the Cool Whip around it, and it's so freaking good.
And when did you start this business again?
I would say I actually started selling stuff in 2016, 2017.
Okay.
It's very on and off, and it still kind of is, only because of the pandemic. And I feel like a lot of people are very scared to buy because it's homemade, and they don't know if the COVID process is getting, going through. And I'm just like,
right. Is a brother coughing on these cakes?
Right.
Was it really?
No, I do wear a mask, and I did buy gloves for it just so I have the sense.
Yeah, I've seen you do it safely.
Yeah.
You do it safe, and you take precautions, which is good. What do the people out there need to know about Cakes by Josue?
I'm very unique. I put my own touch on it. I take my time, and I put a lot of love in it.
Good. Very good. All right. What's the story of Latinos in America?
I would say that I have a different story.
Okay.
Unlike everybody else. My mom and my dad work hard for what they have. They've done a lot for us. They sacrificed a lot for us. I know everybody has the same beginning story, but I feel like everybody's backstory is completely different because everybody has a different story to tell. So I wouldn't say I was raised very, how would I say this? Very financially stable. We did have some hard times. We are kind of going through a little bit of hard times right now, but we're pushing through it.
Right. How can people get in touch with or order a cake by Cakes?
They can find me on Instagram, Cakes by Josue, and Facebook as well. The same thing.
Okay. Now, take us through, how long does it take if I order a cake today? You said you put out orders for a week, right? So,
yeah.
Hey, there's a week wait time about. Take me through the process. What you wake up, make some abuelitas with the hot coffee and all that.
I wish it was like that.
What's
I always try to make sure when I get started, I have everything. Because I tend to forget one little thing. I would always try to make sure I have eggs, I have oil, I have sugar, I have butter, I have flour, I have all that. Because I feel like it's the littlest things, and it's like, I forgot.
Right.
So I always try to make sure. I triple, like, so many times, I double check, make sure I have all the right equipment, the cake boards, my stickers, my business cards, because I do hand them out when I deliver and, when I walk around. So I always try to make sure I have everything ready for that. And then I start prepping, wash my hands, all that stuff, wash my utensils. I start making the cake. I try to make the cake a day before, because I've learned and I've seen with the cakes the way they came out. If I do it that day and I automatically freeze it, I don't like the way that it turns out. But if I do it the day before and let it rest all night, it comes out more moist and more fluffy.
Okay.
So that's what I like to do. I started doing that. That's why I try to ask for like a week in advance, so then I can have everything ready. And then the day before, I have everything ready, and then I bake it, and then I start decorating it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, which process? It sounds like decorating would be the tougher of the processes. Is that true?
Yes, and the more time consuming. Because I know recently I just had a cake. It was like a horse, and I was so scared because I thought I had everything. Kind of find out I didn't have the one color that I needed the most, and that was brown.
Of course. Yeah.
So I had to run.
I'll make this horse pink.
I had to run to the Walmart and grab it and get back and get started on everything.
Now the horse came out good?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Has the horse been delivered?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Who ordered the horse?
One of the girls that I used to work with, her cousin ordered it, I think, and I delivered it to her.
What was the background of the horse? Did somebody was a horse
No,
trainer having a birthday?
it was it was a happy birthday. Her daughter really likes horses, so she had me do the horse one for her.
Okay. So it's 2021 now. Vaccines are being rolled out a lot more. More people are being vaccinated. I was fortunate enough to volunteer yesterday at a Max Vax event. It was great.
Okay.
What's the biggest impact, besides the drop down in business because of due to Cakes by Josue?
Yeah.
What's the biggest impact personally that COVID has had in your life?
Well, I did recently, last year in the middle of the year, I did get COVID. It sucked really bad. And I felt like, honestly, I felt like I was going to die. Because I felt like, I'm pretty sure everybody has different experiences, but I feel like I was going to really die because of COVID. And I feel like that makes me live life more better, because I know that I got to live, obviously, Right. But I feel like COVID has made a big impact on me, like mentally and physically, because I know that I always have to wear a mask. I always have to wash my hands, stay 6 feet apart from everybody, and I feel like it's so big, because it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so big where I feel like this sickness is crazy to what I've gone through before in the past, like with the others, like cold, flu, all that stuff. So I feel like this one is so big, and it kind of scares me sometimes, because I lost a few people that I know due to COVID, and I'm like, man, I wouldn't even wish this on my worst enemy. So I feel like everybody should obviously take care of themselves to the COVID. So I feel like it's scary.
Right.
It's a scary time.
I think it was May 31st of last year, what's been known as the Aurora riots. Where were you on that night?
The night or the day?
The day which went into the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the day of the riots, I was actually on West Indian Trail in a protest with my mom. And then as it went to the night, I started hearing what's going on. I stayed away from downtown Aurora. Right. Only because of my safety and for the people that I was with, for their safety as well. And I did not want to be a part of that at all. Right. No matter how tempting it was. No, I'm just joking.
Right, no, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel like a lot of kids, I found out that there was a couple of people that went, and I kind of was disappointed in them a little bit, because I'm like, I thought I knew you better than that. So I feel like a lot of people just did it for like the hell of it.
Right.
Because some people I know, like we were talking about earlier, some people, like, I'm not going to say they hate Aurora, but they just feel like they can do better.
Yeah.
So I feel like that gives them like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it because everybody else is doing it.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah, there was.
You brought up a good word too, and I'm gonna use it. Disappointed.
Yeah.
I was too. Like I saw, like you know how Snapchat be.
Oh gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
They on the snaps. I'm looking at them and
yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Like I expected so much more of you. You know.
Yeah.
Has Aurora moved past that officially?
Yes.
The riots are over, but I mean like the feeling. What's the feeling?
No, I feel like the feeling is still there.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why? How?
I feel like I like I said, I'm kind of disappointed in like everything that's happened, but I still feel like the reason why that was done because people feel like it wasn't handled the way it should have been handled. So I feel like people are still in the back like whispering and all that stuff because I know the day of the protest,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people were telling me, "Oh, let's go to the Alamo," and I'm like, "Wait, what's going on?" Because I know. I think it was the day before, the day after the riot in Aurora. People were saying, "Oh, let's go get the mall." I'm like, "What mall?" They said the Alamo. I'm like, "Why am I even in this conversation?"
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah, I was confused. So I feel like some people are still like whisper in the back like we're gonna do something and that's what I'm afraid of, cause nowadays everybody's just going crazy. Nobody thinks about anything, and everybody just goes for it.
That's true. Not a lot of thinking.
Mhm.
Not a lot of like consultation back and forth. Maybe I should not kind of.
Yeah.
Like people just that old expression, they shoot first and then they aim later. And I don't think that's productive at all. So what's next for Cakes by Josue? What's popping? What's next? What's on the calendar? You got orders to do today?
No, but I do have 2 that are coming up for my mom's birthday, my aunt's birthday, and then my brother's fiance asked for a cake for a birthday party as well. So I get orders from time to time. I do like small cakes, big cakes, cupcakes, cookies, brownies, desserts, anything you think I can probably do.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it's sweets by Josue, not just cakes, right?
Yeah, but I lean more to the cakes, so because I really like decorating.
Is there an order or a request yet that you haven't got but you really want to crack at? What's the cake that you want to make? Like I hope somebody asks for it.
I don't really have any.
I feel you're an artist.
Yes.
I feel there's an artistry with what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked that question. If it seems weird, I asked that question because like I've had Pierre Lucero on the show.
Yeah, I know him. I know Pierre as well.
Yeah, shouts out. So like I asked him like, yo, what's a wall or an empty space that you see that you're like something
you want to do?
Yeah, hell yeah. So I was just wondering if there's like a cake, like a Marvin Martian or something that you want to do. Or
no, there was actually one that I recently got like a couple of days ago, that I've never done and I've never heard of. It was a character called Coco Melon. A lot of little kids really are into it. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, oh, I'm surprised nobody's ever asked me to do one. And as soon as I said that, the next week, someone hit me up on Snapchat. Hey, you think you can make me this kid? Of course I can. So I made it, and I was like, that's one I guess I was like kind of excited to do. Even though I had no clue what it was. Mm-hmm. I looked into it, of course, and then I was like, oh, it's just a kid's cartoon. So then I did it, and she loved it. So
right. Are there hard to find colors?
They're hard to make colors. I know there's colors that are really hard to make, like red. Red is really hard to make. Brown, black. So I don't really think there's really hard colors to find. Okay. It's more of the making.
I seen. Okay, all right. See, this is the kind of unless you know this or you make cakes, you don't know that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen some cakes, man, like SpongeBob and all the little creatures underwater, and I'm like, yo, they got turquoise coloring?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they
All
do.
right.
That like I bought a kit actually recently, and it had like sweet tea peach coloring and like weird names, and I'm just like, isn't it just orange or brown or tan or something like that?
Right.
So I mean, they're very weird names, but it's more of the making to actually get the color that you want to get than actually buying the color. So I feel like you can just put any color with any color and you can make that color, but when it's like to the real like major colors like red, black, brown, sometimes even gray, those are really hard to make. So it's more of the process of making them.
Gotcha. And you can make any color.
Yeah.
Ooh, you said that with authority. Yeah.
I'll make it happen.
So, separate from the interview, you look good.
Thank you.
Look
Appreciate
good.
it.
It's been a very long time since
I
we
know.
saw each other.
Very long time,
before
actually.
Today. You look good, brother.
Thank you.
You look
Appreciate
very
it.
great. You know, I have to say that you as well, and I appreciate what you said, but like, yeah, you've always been a positive, uplifting brother, and that's the spirit of the show.
Oh, okay, good what you're saying.
It's totally like we're trying to boost up good people.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves a voice, and I've always
that.
I've always felt like, you know, I'm hearing stories from people, and I'm like, yo, how does nobody know this dude, or how does nobody know this story or whatever?
Right.
And like when the pandemic came and I lost my job, like all my other friends who had jobs or had businesses and things like that, like, you know, it revolved around customers coming to see them.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, then you're hurting. So I was like, nah, like we gotta do something to like we can still boost people up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you came across the radar, man.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to Raul Rodea. How you know him?
We actually went to school. I actually knew his sister first, and then I ended up knowing him. And then what really, like, I guess brought us together was his art. Okay. And I was very interested, and I was like, wow, I didn't know, like, anybody can do that.
Yeah, he got skills.
Yeah, he has really good skills. And then I know we got more, because we came more in, like, more friendship because we had a class together. And from there, we just started talking, being cool, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you are on Facebook, you're on Instagram, got a website?
Not yet.
Okay. Working on the website. And if people want to order, they just send you a message, right?
Yeah, they can send me a message on Instagram.
Okay. Are you familiar with the art and market Aurora that was happening down there at Society 57?
No. Actually, I get upset at myself sometimes because I know that a lot of things are going on in Aurora, but I feel like sometimes work takes over everything. So sometimes I'm like, wow, I didn't know they had that, or dang, I could have went to this, or I could have asked for the day off to go to that. So, and I know Raul does keep me updated with some stuff like that. Like when they have, I know last year, well, before the pandemic, he would always tell me about the little sales they would have downtown Aurora. And one time I did go, and it was like another world that I've never seen before, and I was so drawn to it. I wanted to stay there all day, but obviously I couldn't.
Right.
But yeah.
So you do this. This is your spare time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I would like to make it full time, but I feel like at the moment it's not giving me financial stability.
You gotta get there.
Yeah.
You gotta build it up.
Mm-hmm.
How can we help?
Order.
All right. Hit them orders up.
Yep.
All right.
Shout me out whenever you can. So.
I'm gonna put you down. Well, I got you my Rolodex already, so I'm gonna put you down like.
Actually too, recently at my job, everybody looks at me like different because I'm wearing a vest. I'm just like in the zone at work, but then I tell them about I do cakes, and they're like, "You do cakes?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I may look different now, but outside of here, I'm a completely, totally different person.
Right.
You just don't know it.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, they got to get to know. They got to get to know, bro. All right. So the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today going for the listeners and the viewers of Aurora, the people of Aurora?
I feel like I always say this now. Stay beautiful. If you feel like you're not beautiful, stay beautiful. Wash your hands. Wear a face mask. 6 feet apart. You don't want COVID. It sucks.
Stay beautiful, but wear that mask. Wear that mask.
There you
go. Think about a part 2.
Okay.
And I was thinking about one last night.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a brother could see how you make cake.
Okay.
I think that'd be some dope firsthand. Yo,
Heck
we live, bro. Sway, hell yeah.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
All right. Well, on behalf of Good Morning Aurora, we appreciate you and your time sitting down with us.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me.
Glad to have you. Glad to highlight what you're doing. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
Since you just keep going up. That's all.
And I hope I keep going up.
All I see is you keep going up, man, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm proud to know you as a friend. To all of you guys out there, stay tuned. Your next cake, brothers, your girl birthday coming up and all that. Do it right with the Cakes by Josue.
Don't forget.
Don't forget. Yeah, please don't forget. Check out Cakes by Josue. Order online and shout out the business whenever you can, guys.
Thank you.
You guys have a safe, blessed day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for more great news. Peace.